Let me begin as I should, on a note of humility. Recognize each and every one of you here individually and personally, and appreciate your presence here this evening. I notice that tricky constitutional threesome that forms government, comprising the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive, is eminently represented here in the person, as I understood, of my Lord the Chief Justice, representing the judiciary. I heard that the Speaker of the National Assembly is also here, leading and representing the legislature, responsible for crafting and fashioning laws, re-engineering society using the instruments of law, which laws are then interpreted by the judiciary. And in the process of interpretation, the judiciary sometimes tells us it is merely interpreting and not legislating. But we all know that in their construing of the law, to construe is also to construct. And so as they interpret, they legislate. And that is why those who tell us what law is sometimes remind us, as Oliver Wendell Holmes did, he says, prophecies of what the courts will do in fact, and nothing more pretentious, is what is meant by law. So the laws that the judges purport to interpret, they also write and rewrite. And they give us sometimes some sound jurisprudence that is both liberating and empowering. The executive is also here, represented by no less a person than the person of the President of the Republic of Malawi, His Excellency Lazarus McCarthy Chakwera, accompanied by the First Lady. He leads an important and powerful part of this constitutional threesome, the executive. These other two branches are powerful in their own rights, but they do not wield the sword. He does. They do not control the purse strings. He does. And so there is need always for a harmony and understanding amongst these three branches, because they are the pillars of government. They run the country. We are all trying to construct a road to peace, stability, and prosperity, not just for Malawi and Botswana, but for the rest of the African continent. We must always be mindful and understand that the toll road to success and prosperity is never linear. It is not smooth. It is characterized by rifts and valleys, by dips and rises, challenges and complexities. We've seen some of these. We've borne witness. The present government in Malawi was born out of some strife when it appeared that the outcome of an election did not represent the will of the people. We witnessed, even from afar, those of us who watched, cared, and counted. We witnessed with trepidation, dread, and anxiety, fearing that the outcome would remain what it has always been in other parts of Africa, a subversion of the will of the people, a bastardization of democracy. We saw, remarkably, when the army stood firm and stood tall and stood on the side of the people and allowed them to express openly and publicly their disenchantment, their discontent, and their desire for their will to be respected and upheld. This act of courage fortified even the justices who had to resolve the disputes that arose from that election. We know the efforts that took place behind the scenes. We heard some of the accounts were anecdotal but no less potent. But the justices of the court stood firm and rendered a decision that upheld the will of the people and ordered a rerun. The outcome is now a matter of record. I raise this issue in order to underscore two issues. First, it took tremendous courage for the army to take the position that it did. We must appreciate and applaud their fortitude. And it took courage and standing jurisprudential acumen for those judges to decide the way they did. This served as an example and an inspiration to others that the will of the people must be respected under all circumstances. And so we stand here today in awe, admiration, and appreciation of those efforts, modest as they seem at face value, but potent in their overall effect and implication.